All I got to do is I make the little post on my story, and then I hashtag St. Pete, hashtag Italian food, hashtag Dan O'Neill Real Estate. I hide it. Bam. Now it says like 15 story viewers because they looked on the hashtag of St. Pete.
Even better, Dan,
Oh.
tag the
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Walkthrough Podcast presented by BAM, your go-to marketing and branding podcast. My name is Dan O'Neill, aka the Capitan of BAM, and I'm feeling 30 and flirty, and I'm also feeling another 9-point plus episode here. Joining me today, as always, is a star-studded panel featuring Eric the Broke Agent Simon, Haley Ingram of Coffee and Contracts, and Mr. Brooks Landry of the Brooks Landry Group, who is fighting a very serious flu today. So if you hear him coughing or throwing up the entire episode, do not be alarmed. He is A-OK. Today, we are talking hashtags and how to increase engagement using them, touching briefly on what Super Bowl ads taught us about marketing, what's in, what's out, social tips, with this week's theme being emails, marketers of the week, and much, much more. But before we do, make sure that you smash the like button, subscribe, comment, and let's get to it. You guys ready?
Yes.
Ready?
All right, that was very monotone as per usual. Shout out to Eric's mother, Diane Simon. You are the best. Thank you for watching and for commenting. All right, so to start at the show, we are going to briefly touch on Super Bowl. Eric?
Yeah, let's touch on it.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say Super Bowl for me, we finally won, by the way. So all the reverse jinxing and gambling that we did, it did pay off, thank God. The second part of that was what I took away from the Super Bowl ads, and I just want to touch on this briefly, and then you can talk about yours, and then we could move on. But the amount of celebrities that were in commercials, I mean, you have to think that these companies are spending $7 million for a 30-second ad, plus now adding in a ton of celebrities and influencers. Emotions, right? So the best commercials, the ones that stick out to me, always kind of tied into an emotional tie. Storytelling is key. Keeping it simple. I mean, look at Kanye West. He literally just filmed an Instagram story video. That was pretty good. Humor works. Obviously, we know that, or otherwise Eric would not be in business. And yes, those are my biggest takeaways right there. And I loved, my favorite commercial was the Dunkin' commercial with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Tom Brady. Eric, to you.
Yes, that was a great commercial. My takeaway from the Super Bowl is what I mentioned last week, and that is trend jacking is still alive and well. I posted 2 memes during the Super Bowl. Both went viral. Shout out Derek Gregory for the captions, but I posted an Usher meme of him dancing around during the halftime show. Haley, guess how many views this thing got? 1.2 million.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
So if you could play that real quick.
Oh my God, how you finally, you make me want to say, oh, I'll be with my squad.
All right. So my point is, anytime you could capitalize on a viral pop culture moment, which you can do in Coffee and Contracts, what we do all the time, it has been probably the number one exponential growth driver of the Broke Agent content. Is yesterday was Valentine's Day. I was posting about Valentine's Day. Super Bowl, posting about the Super Bowl. Always do content like that. All right. Next.
Brother.
What was
Dan,
that?
you
Was
ready
that
for
one of the
this?
bigger ones? Was that the one that got the most engagement, or would you say top 5 of all Broke Agent?
No.
I just started following.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why is there an M on your cup? What does that stand for?
It stands for Malia. It stands for my little. This is my little baby girl's cup.
Oh,
Okay, I'm trying to get the
hands
love.
up.
Okay.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Shout out Malia and Brooks's baby girl.
Aw.
Here's something interesting, Dan. I just read about this. I want to get into a little hashtag strategy real quick because Instagram just came out with an article in Social Media Today that they are now limiting, or they're about to limit, the number of hashtags that some users can add to their posts, with 5 being the maximum number of hashtags. So I think this is very important because a lot of people are dropping 30 hashtags into their posts, and they save it in their notes section. They're not specifying the hashtags to each post. So this is an interesting development that 5 is key. I've been using 4 or 5 hashtags for all my reels, and they're always very specific to that post. So if I'm doing a Santa Monica open house, I'm doing hashtag Santa Monica open house. I'm not doing hashtag realtor or hashtag real estate. Those hashtags are too broad. The more specific and post oriented, the better. Haley, are you doing hashtags in any of your posts, or are you keeping it clean?
Yeah, I do hashtags. I also add keywords now. I don't know if that's frowned upon or not, but I'll do probably like 4 or 5 hashtags, like you said, always specific to the post and like very like specific. And then I'll do some keywords after the hashtags. But I know it would probably be smarter to sprinkle them into the caption naturally, but I'll just put like real estate marketing ideas or something at the end.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's very key also, people listening to this. I know a lot of people like to add hashtags in the first comment to give yourself a little bit more growth. That
Does
is
that
a
do anything?
it's a frowned upon practice by Instagram. You should have the
Mm.
hashtags in your caption, even if you're doing a couple enter spaces to hide the hashtags. You don't want them in that first comment section because then you're posting it afterwards and it doesn't happen the second you post. And Instagram does not like that. So
No.
that's just a little hashtag update for everybody. I think just make them very post specific. Go ahead, Dan.
So what I came up with, sorry, my dogs here are fighting. So what I came up with was, and talking to people that are very good with hashtags, Jimmy Mackin, Amanda Palmieri, using relevant hashtags, as you mentioned, right? Super niche down, mix in popular as well. What are you laughing at?
Just, I don't know. Does Jimmy Mackin use hashtags?
Yeah, Jimmy Mackin's got an entire curator. What do you mean? The guy's got a whole marketing department on how to generate listings and how to generate business. What do you mean?
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank
I
you.
was laughing because Dan looks like a news reporter right now.
Yeah, you do.
They're like,
Come
You
on,
got your
man.
childhood
You know what?
photo behind you, and you're talking about Jimmy Mackin. It's just a funny scene.
Create
It's good.
brand hashtags. Okay. So like Dan O'Neill Real Estate, right? The O'Neill team, I would want to use that. Limiting the number of hashtags. Nobody wants to see 100 of them. And of course, like you mentioned, use local hashtags as well. And getting rid of the comments. I hate when I scroll through a post and it's the same thing, but I also have more. But wait, there's more. Research trending hashtags. Haha. See which ones are working for you. Engage with hashtag communities. Didn't have that on your list, huh, buddy? Monitor hashtag performance. So if you are doing Dan O'Neill Real Estate and nobody clicks on it, I don't know, maybe after 2 or 3 posts, I'm going to switch it up. Maybe. Hashtag campaigns for special events. Be specific and descriptive in your hashtags. And also, how many are you guys using hashtags in your story?
Yes,
No.
I have been. You could
Me
hide those
too.
hashtags. Always plop a couple in your story, but hide them. It looks lame to have the hashtags in your
that
actual
feels
story.
too much to me.
You could slide them.
Haley, you want to
Feels
do
too much.
numbies? You
Yeah,
want to do
you wanna
numbies,
do
Haley?
Yeah,
You
what
wanna
is
do
that? What's that? What's that doing for you?
numbies? To get me numbies.
Yeah.
Like what
You
type of
want
numbies?
You want
More
numbies? It's
numbies
gonna
than
be
you have right now.
uh-huh. It's not gonna limit the amount of numbies that you're getting. Put it that way.
For
So
That's
if I
true.
wanted to
That's
if I wanted to
true.
share, I don't know, that I'm in St. Pete, right? And I want to
Okay.
share my favorite Italian restaurant. All I got to do is I make the little post on my story and then I hashtag St. Pete, hashtag Italian food, hashtag Dan O'Neill Real Estate. I hide it. Bam. Now it says like 15 story viewers because they looked on the hashtag of St. Pete.
Even better, Dan,
Oh.
tag the location of the
Mm.
restaurant. Location
Mm.
Yeah,
tagging is
that's what
actually
I would
sometimes
think is the
better.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna
But
do
try it
numbies?
out. Everybody watching this, if you hide a couple hashtags in your story, do hashtag real estate agent, do hashtag your specific location, something like that. But Dan, I will push back a little bit on doing the hashtag O'Neill team.
Mm.
That's
I
a
was just
good way
gonna
to
note that.
group all of your content, but also
Yes.
no one's going to discover your content from that. And no one's searching that hashtag. So I used to do that all the time with hashtag the broke agent or hashtag BAM or something like that, and realize that that's not actually getting us any reach. It's just
Mhm.
kind of grouping that content in case someone were to ever search that hashtag, and no
Yes.
one's searching that hashtag. So I don't think
Well,
that's
so
useful.
can I push back on your pushback really quick?
By all
So
means,
the reason
report.
Yeah, thank you. So the reason that I'm doing it is when we are now going on appointments as a way for our buyers or sellers to at one point in time just go and look at all of our content. Hey, on Instagram, just search hashtag O'Neill Team, and you will see from sorry, my dogs are fighting over here. From
You're both in
you can
Puerto
see
Rico.
content from Amanda, you can see content from Jess, myself, right? It's just the O'Neill team in general. And I apologize for the dog situation here. I'm at my mother's house as I move out of my apartment, and I have a puppy who is not getting along very well with my other dog. To you, Eric.
So I have a tip.
Yes,
I have
Haley,
a
go
tip
ahead.
for any of Dan's competitors. You could sabatage him
Team,
by
Haley, you're on the team. What are you talking?
Oh.
You're. I think you're on the team. You're on our Zillow profile. I have no idea.
Yeah, but I'm in St. Pete, so like anyone that you're showing in where you are, they could sabotage you by like using your hashtag and just posting some crazy stuff.
Yeah, they could. Thanks, Haley. Appreciate that. Sending your
Good
license to
advice.
Keller Williams as soon as we finish the fucking this episode.
Dan, I like that though. So I accept your retort. I think you won that debate. And if you do group them all like that and you get to show them to a seller, that's a fantastic reason to do that. Not everything has to be for reach. So great point there. 1-0, Dan. And also great point, Haley. But I'm pretty sure Dan could just sabotage himself with his own hashtags and his own content. I don't think he needs
You don't have to
anybody
give
else
any
do that
secrets
for him.
away. All right. We're all good on hashtags here. Make sure to like, make sure to comment. Let us know if you're putting hashtags in your comments here. And let us know if we learned anything. What?
Nothing. I'm just having a good time. I'm laughing.
All
That's
right.
fine. I'm enjoying.
Let's have fun.
Not everything's specific about anybody.
You're right. I'm just a
smiling.
mental. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when you smile. All right. Let's move on to what's in. What is in this week in real estate marketing and what we are doing. Mr. Brooks Landry, what's in is the flu. What is in your real estate marketing, my friend?
What's working for me, what's in. So teasing the reels. I've been getting a lot more engagement out of that and actually using polls for, top three. Like, for example, I posted something today about showing times and is it on the weekends or is it a 2-hour notice or whatever the case may be. And I got great engagement. And then everybody that responds to that poll, quick little DM, me too. I'm the same way, 2 hours, weekend, whatever the case may be. But that's what's working for me. So yeah, that's it, my friend.
Love that.
All
Tease
right.
the reels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Leonetti does this all the time. He'll even just say new reel on my page and then point to it, and that gets more engagement. So I think that's a great idea. Haley, what about you? What is in for you in Coffee and Contracts?
What's in is shareable content, I think. So even just like, I feel like reels are very shareable. Like those B-roll style reels where it's just like a bunch of, videos that you have of you working throughout your life, whatever. And then you put something in text on top that people would share. So this could be like something relatable as a real estate agent. It could be like a quote, something that people are going to share to their stories because that'll help expand your reach. Or even just like funny reels and videos too that people want to share with their friends. I think it's all about creating content that people want to share or save. Eric, why are you laughing at that?
I'll tell you what, I'm not laughing at your answer. I'm just thinking about like doing this podcast and I'm watching Dan and he's got dogs barking in the background. He's got 2 dogs on a leash right now. He's like going in and out. I'm just thinking about the chaos that this podcast, like he's got a leash literally on his hand right now. But Haley, that was a great point.
Would you rather me not be here? Cancel? I'm making it happen.
No, I like it. I'm just saying this is the show. It's great. Dan, what's working for you right now? What's in?
Yeah, what's in for me is social proof, right? Is getting creative, is lead gen. Too many agents are forgetting that Instagram and their social media account is for lead gen, not for agent gen, right? As much as you want to get referrals and you want to have agents following you, at the end of the day, that is how you make money. So I would say posting numbers, right? Getting like really tactical in terms of rates in a good way, whether it be like a green screen or something humorous or funny. I love that kind of content. It's the content that I'm consuming. And I think everyone needs to kind of snap out of like, okay, I want to just get agents following me. I want to be posted on the Broke Agents page. What makes you money? Is it, getting Eric to post you, or is it reaching out to clients or having people do CMAs? So one tactic that I will give really quick that is actually a CTA here is we've been posting CMA day. We've been sending them out. We do about 120 of them a day, but I've now been posting them on the team page, a story as well. And we have a poll that says, hey, if you'd like the same, CMA, or if you'd like to know the value of your home, just opt in right here. The second that they opt in, boom, now we DM them and we send them out, and then we follow up with a call and a text. So what's in is using your Instagram and social media platforms to get leads.
Love that. By the way, if anybody here wants inspiration on one of the best pages for a team on Instagram for a real estate team, follow the O'Neill team. They do a fantastic job at promoting their agents, promoting their listings. There's so much action going on. So definitely follow the O'Neill team on Instagram. You want to know what's working for me, Dan?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
I was just going to say, or just look up, O'Neill, hashtag O'Neill team, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Unless Haley's been sabotaging it here in the last 10 seconds. What's working for me right now is text-based posts. I am tweeting out information like NAR sees the 3rd consecutive decline in membership and an annual drop of 2.1%, or single women own 2.71 million more homes than single men, which Haley was battling with some angry commenters on the BAM Instagram account.
That's another thing that's in, is getting into comment arguments.
Absolutely.
What determines single?
Oh God.
What do you mean?
So like the article, I mean, by the way, very impressed with the numbers there, Erica. That was very good. But
Thank
like,
you.
what determines like that article, right? Is single men, single women? Does that mean married? Does that mean engaged?
Definitely
Or
doesn't mean
It
married
doesn't
or
mean
engaged.
married.
Yeah.
so
I think it
It
means
could
a
mean they
woman.
could have a boyfriend, but
okay,
they are
Mhm.
filing as single, you
okay,
know.
all right.
Okay.
Sorry. Eric, continue.
Anyway, the text-based content is performing really well. Instead of doing these clips where there's so much explaining and everything, just like Haley said, super shareable content with just quotes or a stat. Not everything has to be an Instagram reel or a video. I think every agent, sees something about rates or sees an article and they feel the need to green screen it, which of course is a great strategy as well. But sometimes you could just post a screenshot or a tweet or a text base of exactly what that statistic is, and that's
Mhm.
super shareable and easy to consume as opposed to having to like watch a really hard clip. So I just want to get into what's out real quick, and that
Yeah.
is some of these podcast clips that we've been posting. For example, we had a Real Word episode on Tuesday where Byron had the notorious ROB on, and they were talking
Oh,
about a debate in Housing Wire between Michael Ketchmark and Lamachia, and it was like this debate that a lot of agents saw. But with our clip team, we were trying to figure out, is there too much context around this that you have to understand to even get value out of these clips, right? Like it was them commenting on a debate that most people probably haven't seen. So my point is that clips from your podcast, whether you're a real estate agent or whoever watching this, that clip has to live by itself. You have to assume that most people have never seen the podcast and are never going to watch the podcast. So whatever clip you're posting has to be, it's like the viewer is seeing this clip for the first time. They can't have so much other context or inside jokes or stuff that you're talking about that will not be understandable for the viewer. Does that make sense?
It,
complete
do- it
sense.
it does. What if I mean, is that too high level? Whatever that conversation was between Rob or
Mm-hmm.
so higher level. Obviously, I mean, if you're breaking down something about days on market or you're talking about open house strategies, that's pretty relatable within the space.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of people are. So, is that? Do you think that's probably a reason why that
Yes.
wasn't getting love compared? Okay.
100%. Like, yeah, I'm not saying to not take podcast clips. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, you need to think about every clip that you're posting from the viewer's perspective, as this person is not as in tune with your content as you are, right? Like, you are doing all these podcast episodes. So if we even post a video of Sirhan and it's like, okay, everybody knows who he is, but the conversation is too high level or something, we need to
Right.
break it down where it's like the average Instagram viewer can be scrolling through and the hook has to be so good where it captures their attention. And it's like they're watching this in a vacuum for the first time and they never will consume the podcast or never have consumed the podcast. So it's just
Right.
an interesting mindset to think about when you're posting these clips, because we're doing a debate recap of a debate that we didn't host. The podcast was great, by the way, but it's a debate recap of a debate we didn't host about a commission lawsuit topic. So there's like 3 different levels to jump through when you're watching these clips. And we posted one yesterday, got like 30 likes. I yanked it, pulled it, posted a graphic.
I yanked
Yanked
it.
Yanked it,
What are
exactly.
you fucking Joe? This guy's Joe Torre in the 8th inning, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Get him out of here. Put in Rivera right now. Let's get the closer in there. Haley, what's
Yeah.
not working for you? Is anything not working for you?
Well, it's interesting that you brought that up because I'm thinking of not for coffee and contracts, but another like project that I'm working on. We have a bunch of podcast clips that we share, and that's another thing that I've noticed is just like with podcast clips, it's hard to uh, people don't really like naturally say a hook before they say something really valuable. So I feel like I'm feeling the same way where these clips are just like flopping, even if there is value in it, because it's not like you're not really teeing it up nicely. It's just like you're kind of just like starting a conversation. Someone's like seeing the conversation mid conversation. They don't know what you're talking about. So one way that I've been kind of like fixing that is putting titles at the beginning. A title like right when it starts, like kind of giving context into what this clip is about. I feel like I don't know if this is even like an out. So I don't know, but
No, but
hopefully
that makes
some
complete
value
sense.
there.
It's like
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
viewer, you feel like you're just being thrown into a conversation as opposed to having the hook. So having the title really
Yeah.
helps as
You
the
don't know
hook.
what they're
Another
talking about. You're like, you kind
exactly.
of feel like you're just like kind of jumping in on a conversation. I saw a TikTok. I think we might have talked about this on our live, Eric, but I saw this TikTok of a girl saying that she really likes when people give her like context when they're starting a video, like give context into what you're going to get out of the video or like what's happening in this video that's making it like worth watching.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, it's like a cover slide for your reel almost, just telling them
yeah.
exactly what's going to happen. But
Why you should
like
stick around.
exactly. We do that. Like Byron taught me this very early on just in podcasting. Whenever he's filming a podcast, he likes to reframe the question in preparation
Mm.
for the hook. So that's why, like, even during this podcast, let's say, all right, so Haley, what's working for you right now? Or what's in for you? Because I know that that has the potential of the clip, right? Otherwise, it would just be you
Mm.
talking about something as opposed to me
Ah.
reframing it. So that's why we do it in this.
And if I was really smart, then I would have like some nice hooks in my head where I'm like, well, you know what's working for me, Eric? Just
Exactly.
kidding.
Just repeating the hook back and forth and then
Yeah.
bookmarking it with another hook. So here we
Yeah.
go.
Here's a
Brooks.
hot take.
Exactly. Brooks, what's not working for you right now in marketing?
So, new editing strategy of these reels that I put together, and I sent it to you a couple days ago, where I had the phone in the background, and it was kind of, scrolling through, whether it was like a something funny. Essentially, what I wanted, my idea with this reel was to bring some sort of value in whatever script that we'd put together, but then try to keep people on the video a little bit longer after um, they've taken in the content that I've given. Then they want to watch kind of what the hell was scrolling in the phone on the side. I think there's too much shit going on, and I'm barely getting anything. So I don't know if I tweak it. I don't know if I need to adjust how it's being edited, or if I have whatever scrolling on that phone, maybe it's something funny, or is it just a stat? That's what I've got right now. So I don't know if you've seen those on mine, but I'm not loving them right now. I'm not loving them.
Yeah. I just saw Gary Vee do one of those. You mentioned on the walkthrough a couple of weeks ago where it was an overhead shot of his computer. He was just sitting at his computer and the quote was coming on screen. So
Yeah.
that was the main focus of the video. I think the
We
problem
did
with
that
your
on the
video,
show.
exactly. I think the problem with yours, Brooks, is that there was too much going on. So if the only focus was just what was on screen and it wasn't you talking also, then I think it'd be more effective. Because if there's too many things at once, it's hard for the viewer
much.
to
And
consume
we're
it.
also not Gary Vee here. So, I mean, that's,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah. Dan, what's out for you right now in real estate marketing? What's not working?
I'm glad you asked. So, I had the pleasure of going to Zillow, their headquarters, Zillow Group's mastermind in New York City, with the top 43 teams in the entire metro. And one question that was brought up there was, should we be using any sort of bot farms? Should we be using any sort of services to buy likes, views, comments, right? Because it is perception. I immediately jumped down their throat and said, do not do that, because I have been friends with you for long enough to know that if you do that one time, you are absolutely smoked and you'll be in Instagram jail forever. So, a funny story, my father, who is 65 years old, does not know how to use Instagram to save his life. He texts me every day. Haley, if you could pull this up. So my father is texting me and I'm not responding, but I'm seeing some of it, right? The summary. And essentially what he's doing is he's bragging about how viral his posts are going. So as you see in this message here, he says, I've gone viral, 28,000 views in 12 hours. Let me tell you how. He goes, I'm the hot guy on Instagram, 40,000 views. Your dad went viral. These are all separate texts here if you're not watching. 40,000 views, but right? Went viral on someone's reel, 50,000 views, right? He keeps texting me, and I finally respond back and just say, wow. Now he says another one, 54,000 views. If you notice the picture, this is what caught my eye now. If you notice the screenshot there, the reel is not even in frame. So then he texts me again and says, my error, 74,000 views in 6 hours. I've gotten maybe 100 of these. So he's sending me even more. So finally he goes, do you want me to hook you up with the person that's doing this for me? And I say, no, thank you. I appreciate that. So before I reveal too much of his text messages, because he's a loose cannon, I finally opened it up. I think you can scroll down to the bottom. No worries. I finally opened one up for the first time, and I look at it, and I'm realizing this guy's getting 100,000 views, right, or plays, but he's getting one share, like one favorite, one comment. So finally, I call him up, and I'm like, did you give this person any money? He's like, yeah, I give him $200 a week. I'm like, okay. Do they have your password login? He goes, no, I would never give him my login. So I'm like, Dad, how are they getting you views and video and all these things if they don't even have your login, dude? And he's like, oh yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm like, where did you meet them? He's like, oh, I met them and they're from like Dubai. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, if I knew it was this easy to rob you of $200 a week, I would have told my mom that when I was 15 for child support, you idiot. So essentially what my dad has been doing is paying some service $200 a week. They're just going on some like dollar website, buying him views, buying him comments. And now the poor guy just went from having a big dopamine hit to actually thinking that he was getting business to now he is going to be in Instagram jail, which he belongs. But now he's going to be in Instagram jail forever. So what's not working is these bot farms or these services that will help you. They're all a scam. If you need help, watch this show and we'll show you how to do it the right way. Damn.
Those were nice, endearing texts from your dad, though. Like that was cool to see how excited he was about that. I felt sorry for the entire situation. Like that,
Imagine
it
me
was
having
like
to,
nice,
having to
like
call
the
the guy.
excitement. He's like 54,000 views in 5 hours, 75,000 views in 2 hours, and then it said,
Yeah.
"Hey, ... Call me."
Like, but imagine the feeling I had to have to be the bearer of bad news to take him out like Old Yeller and let him know, like, hey, buddy, it's not, you're getting scammed. Sorry.
I
I've
like
seen
the
a lot
part
of
where he
agents.
said, he said, Brandon said Instagram is like adores me and is pushing me into the atmosphere.
That's my little brother. He's taking Instagram advice from my 15-year-old little brother. So that's what's out for me. Don't do any bot farms. Don't buy any likes, follows. Your account will you'll be done.
There's some agents that I see the second they post 15,000 likes immediately. And it's just like, it's so obvious that, that maybe that worked in 2016, 2017, but
yeah,
not anymore.
Nope.
It's the 50 and 80,000 followers and then 13 views on the video, and I think that's the obvious. So I was speaking with somebody interested in content drip, and one of the first questions she had asked was, how quick am I going to be able to get to 100,000 followers? And I'm like, she's like, but this other guy is able to get this done. I'm like, yeah, he's got 100,000 followers and like 130 views. Like this is that entire thing is fake.
I've been at 82,000 followers for like 4 years.
Let me add to this, kind of like a pet peeve. Why is it that everybody needs to just start dropping F-bombs and swearing and fuck this and blah, blah, blah? Is that the new Gary Vee thing? Like, what are we doing here? Is the whole goal to be insanely rude and unprofessional when it comes to representing buyers and sellers? Because
I actually have a great clip today. There's a guy called the Unprofessional Realtor that's been going viral nonstop. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that use curse words as kind of their version of edge. So if they can't be funny or they can't be shocking or something, they'll just throw in a bunch of F-bombs.
Haley, when are you going to start blowing those out?
I couldn't. Yeah. My mom would be so disappointed.
Yeah, I was on a live in Coffee and Contracts last week. I think every other word that came out of Haley's mouth was an F-bomb. It was shocking. I had to turn my headphones off. It was crazy. She's like, what's your fucking Instagram strategy here? How many fucking hashtags do you want to put? I was just like, Jesus, Haley.
There goes our YouTube numbers.
There goes our YouTube numbers.
Speaking of YouTube numbers, make sure to comment here. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast here. All right. Let's leave that.
Yeah.
Best thing we've seen this week, clips.
Best thing we've seen this week. But before we get into that, I do just want to say what is working for agents is you got to check out Reminder Media. It's a great resource you need to check out to get branded print and digital magazines. Brooks, you want a digital magazine of yourself, a custom digital magazine sitting on your seller's coffee table? You know how much that seller is going to think of you? Instead of you posting a reel with your phone and a little, caption scrolling, they're going to walk by, they're going to see your face on a branded magazine. So check out Reminder Media. They deliver these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind for your database. All you have to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. There's a link down in the description for that. There we go. That was good, huh?
That was great.
Worked my way around that, threw in some references. Anyway, let's get into the best thing we've
insult me in the middle.
Exactly. Let's get into the best thing we've seen this week.
The funniest joke.
Okay, yeah. Tell the joke. Because there goes my hook.
You go to the mall, Eric. You've been going to the mall.
I've been going to the mall. No, I'm not in sixth grade.
You've been going to the mall.
I've been going to Sam Goody to get the new Pink CD. No, I haven't gone to the mall in years.
You've been going to the mall, but let's imagine you went to the mall to do what I'm talking about, and imagine Brooks' face was on the map.
Dude, that's an insane thing to even bring up right now.
Yeah, that's
no one here has no idea what you're talking about.
All right, moving on. Can't unsee.
Hopefully, God, we'll cut all this part. Okay. Anyway, back to the hook. Ready?
Back to you, Eric.
Over. Back to me.
Yep. Back to you, Eric.
Perfect. Brooks, what's the best thing you've seen this week in real estate marketing?
The best thing, and I'm going to pull this up. Let me pull it up on my phone really quick.
No, we're going to pull it up on here. You don't have to pull it up.
Yeah, I know.
Why would anybody watch it on your phone?
I'm going to pull this up on my Nintendo Switch. What are you saying? We're doing a live podcast, bro. You're a producer.
You think the audience is sitting behind you to look it up on your phone? Anyway, what's the best thing you've seen this week in real estate?
My BlackBerry. 1 second.
Everybody gather around.
Come on. my boy Caleb Monroe, because the reason I want to pull up the phone is because there's a specific part on here that's absolutely hilarious. So he does your typical kind of walkthrough showing the property, its listing. It's a little kind of, I don't know, I would say a little raw. And then he goes through, he starts talking about the backyard. What I love the most about this, and before you play it, you may have to rewind or maybe have to play it again, but he goes back and he's got the director's cut of him shooting a 3 deep shot over some, I don't know, garage style, nothing but net. The coolest thing about this is he was so shocked, I feel like, that when he hit that, I think his line was, I've already got the papers ready or some shit, but he was like, holy shit, I hit it. I got the papers ready, and he kind of like cut right to it. And then his videographer went crazy, and they started jumping around. But I was talking to him last night about it, and he's like, the videographer was like, "There's no way you hit the shot. There's no way this is going to happen on the first one." So when they hit it, they were like, "Holy shit!" And then he had to finish his script. Just watch it. Just play it. It's hilarious.
And all the renovations are cool, but I would be remiss if I didn't show you the highlight of the home, and that is this backyard area. I mean, can you just imagine hosting your closest friends, your closest family out here, looking over right at your bar into your pool area where you can just admire the work that you have pulled off. As a matter of fact, I have something better. If you're not convinced yet, how about if I make this shot, you buy the house? Deal? Sounds good. I have the paperwork in my car.
See? So when that...
Come on, money, bitch.
They could have used him at the Barstool DraftKings.
Absolutely love that, because he's slow, he's calm, he's collected during the entire script. He gets a ball in his hand, he shoots, and he's like, you can almost see how he relaxed he was. But when he hit the shot, he's like, I got it in the car. And the guy's like, holy shit, you actually just hit that. It was classic. I loved it.
I love that better than if he were to like just be super cool about it. It's way better that they were like, what?
Yeah.
First take, he said too. The Nets could have used him last night. So Dan, I text Brooks. I say, you have any winners? Brooks tells me, take the Nets. I check the score. They're down 100-55 in the third quarter. They're down 45 points. They could have used this guy last night. That is ridiculous.
Never. I'm a Celtics man. This is Larry Bird. This is my little Larry Bird figurine. I'm all Celtics.
Right, get that Lego out of here. All right, Haley, what is the best thing that you have seen this week in real estate marketing?
Can we play it first and then talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
How
about we go the Brooks route? Tell everybody what's going to happen, then watch it, and then tell everybody what happened.
Pull up your phone. Let's look
really quick.
It's getting so complicated. It's a mess for all ages, and I feel it. This is getting so complicated. It's a mess for all ages, and I feel it. This is...
All right,
I would watch that 30. I didn't even read the caption. I haven't even gotten halfway through the caption.
Haley, put the caption back up there, but just keep the thing on mute.
So for the people who are listening to the podcast and not watching it, it's basically this real estate agent, Sarah. She just compiled a bunch of clips from her listing videos that she's done, like walkthrough tours. And she just threw them all together into like a B-roll style reel and just put sellers, this is how your agent should be marketing your listings. So basically she just like repurposed her listing videos into this reel showing how she promotes her listings and invests in marketing for her sellers. And I love it. I think it's a genius idea. She like just repurposed all those videos and then it was just like, look, your agent should be creating these high quality listing videos for you. So I thought it was really clever. And I feel like an easy thing that other agents can do as well.
That thing's got to be doing absolute numbies because I would have to watch that 35 times to read both. Like that's genius, right?
Yeah, it's also what Dan is saying is numbies are the numbers of reaches that she's getting, right?
Right.
Exactly. And but because it's like a quick loop, you know, like it replays quickly.
Straight numbies, fat caption. Good context, great clip.
What does fat
good
caption mean?
Well, think about it. A large caption, a fat caption.
Oh, okay.
You haven't heard of a fat cap?
You ever heard of a fat dog?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So numbies, fat cap. Okay.
Yeah. Engagement bombs. Yeah, we got our own vernacular here.
La resistance.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Juice.
All right. Dan, what's the best thing you've seen this week in real estate marketing? When you
Sure.
sent me this, I was like, this might be the best video I've ever seen in my life.
Let's tee it up. So to my earlier point of what's in here, let me go get my Motorola Razr phone, my sidekick. What's in my opinion, is sharing out numbers and getting analytical.
Take
All right.
a little Tampa versus New York City wage comparison, according to ZipRecruiter. Here, taking around 65, netting around 52.6, and then in New York, 80, and then taking home 59. Now that sounds great, but when it's 54% more expensive to live in New York, even though we're making 10.9% less, it's a lot more expensive to live there, hence making Tampa 43.1% more awesome.
Mm-hmm. So boom, just textbook real quick, just a quick video there. New York versus Tampa. It's eye-opening. He has multiple charts and graphs in there, including air quality, things that I never even thought of. Right, straight to the point. Beautiful B-roll. I don't want to live in New York anymore. Tampa is the move. Actually, I'm sorry, St. Pete is the move. Although Tampa will be the new Miami. You heard it here first. But yeah, just textbook, and I'm enjoying those videos a lot more than what I've been seeing on my feed. So
love that. It's a great video, and the text base, the B-roll, the voiceover,
The numbies.
the numbies. That thing did numbies too. That thing had 2,500 likes. That thing was stacked.
That thing was only numbies.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Eric?
Well, like I mentioned, this might piss Brooks off a little bit because this is the unprofessional realtor, Brad _the realtor _210. He calls himself the unprofessional realtor. And I just came across his videos this week. He's at 80,000 followers. He has a ton of content that's going absolutely viral. He's in San Antonio, Texas. Watch this filming style. Super unique. Love it.
Shit is available now. And yeah, it's expensive. Welcome to Fair Oaks. If you like to ride horses and shoot shit,
I will dust your ass.
but you still need a Chipotle nearby, definitely found the city for you. I'm digging this brick. It's wider than unseasoned chicken. Island's offering an interest rate lock of 5.875% right now, which kind of sucks. Also going to cover your closing costs. Follow me. Ooh, so fancy. It screams money. Formal dining, nice place to fight with your family members. Mom, he's owed me $2,500 for 3 years. I'm going to say something. All right, let's move on. If you've never seen cathedral ceilings before, allow me to assist. Holy shit. It's like the Vatican. Let's move on. It even comes with a BAS island. What is BAS? Big as shit. Deep farm sink and a shitload of cabinetry. Everything completely built in like your microwave. Air fryer gang though. 6 goddamn burners. How many burners do we need? This island has built-in outlets. Still can't get over the size of this room. It's like a high school gym or a Vegas nightclub. This is where you make sexy time. Oh, finally. A room with some character. Wall of windows, vaulted ceiling. I'm constipated. Next level bathroom. Yeah, his and her vanity facing away from each other. So you don't have to look at each other while you're getting ready. Don't look at me. Big ass tub. Shower is massive. Realistically fit 4 or 5. Looking at $1 million homes. Sometimes these people get bored. I'm choosing a massive closet over his and her closets any day. I like to watch my girlfriend change. Sue me. Let's move on. Winston? All right, let's hit the backyard. Oh, hell yeah. Texas-sized backyard and a Texas-sized price.
Made me laugh.
That was classic.
I mean, it's that,
It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
very entertaining. It's that quick cut Gen Z style. He's throwing in some B-roll of, kind of funny memes and everything too. And that thing had 22,000 likes. It probably reached over 1 million people. I bet he's getting a ton of action on these listings, but he's going the completely opposite route of what Brooks is talking about. More unprofessional, more curse words. Seems to be working for him, Brooks.
I think that's a bit though, right? Like that's a bit. That's not where he's. I think maybe I don't want to mean to speak for you, Brooks, but I think it's more so like agents aren't confident in what they're saying or their scripts or something, and then like instead of it's like the or the likes, they just say the F word.
I think exactly. No. That's exactly what it is.
Just like Haley.
I mean, yeah, like Haley. Yeah. Leonetti drops an F-bomb from time to time. Gets it. The way he puts it out is. I mean, it hits well. But when you're confused on what you're saying and you try to explain the difference between, interest rates and the actual Fed, and you get confused and you say, fuck this, that, it's like, come on, you have no idea what you're talking about. So stop it. That's my pet peeve.
I would be really interested because thank you, Eric, for bringing him up. That's a really good video. And he's already surpassed me in followers. So I stink, but I would be interested to see, to go look at his page and see if he mixes in, if it's just that bit all the time, or if he does mix in like a serious, a video here and there, because that's genius. It's going to get eyeballs. It's going to get people that want to work with him. It might deter some people, right? But those are people that he probably want to work with anyway. But I wonder if he does have that serious stuff in there too. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
after the show.
he calls this the series aggressively touring homes, and he has like
Okay.
15 or 16 parts. So he started doing this, in 2023, I think. I need to do more research on his page. We should have him on, honestly, because
Yeah.
he's crushing it. Haley, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I feel like this is like a strategy that he could use to like, I don't know. I feel like there's a difference in like real estate agents who are like looking to grow just to like promote and build their business of real estate. This is kind of like crossing the line into like, I'm a real estate agent, but like I'm also a content creator. And I could see him like also like that's like kind of his like thing. Like a lot of people that are following him are probably just like completely outside of real estate and they're just getting entertainment from his videos because they're funny. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah,
if that makes
and they're
sense.
also about his listings.
Yeah.
So it's not like
So it
he's
is,
just doing funny content. So just like you said, he's a real estate agent content creator, but he's getting a ton of exposure for his listings, which is cool.
That's
So it's
true,
not like
yeah.
it's just an agent to agent skit like how Dan and I do. I mean, Dan, that's not all you do, of course. You do so much other stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
We do have, make sure to like and subscribe here. We have actually our 60-second tip, and this week is going to be on emails. Last week we did Facebook. The week prior we did Instagram Reels. We're just trying to help everybody here get numbies, do numbies, right? And how can we do that? With email. Eric, I'll pass it to you first, my friend.
All right. My email tip is very simple. Segment your audience. We have so many different emails coming in from different aspects of what we're doing at BAM. A lot of people opt in through the blog. A lot of people came in for a webinar or event. Maybe it was the BAM Pro Bowl. Some came in from an Instagram hacks ebook or an AI hacks ebook or an agent tactic or a cold calling webinar or something like that. So we have all these people that want to consume our content for different reasons. And we've been throwing them all into our master email list. So we're just plopping the same thing to every single person every single day, which includes a lot of marketing content, real estate news and stuff like that. But the open rates would improve dramatically if we segmented our audience and said, these people are interested in marketing, these people are interested in real estate news, and actually had different newsletters. So I think for agents, you could do this also where you're obviously not going to send a bunch of listings to sellers. Well, I guess you could, because if they're buying something, but like you don't want to send the same content to buyers that you're sending to sellers, that you're sending to investors, that you're sending to first-time home buyers, or I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, you're 100% right.
Bullshit.
On my email tabs, I have people labeled by like, are they a broker, right? Are they a CEO? Are they a numbskull like Eric, where I could send off like my betting picks, right? Or so that way the person that I'm trying to get an email to, like the president of Douglas Elliman or Signature Premier Properties, is not receiving my gambling picks. So having people labeled, I think you're 100% right.
Yes.
No, that makes sense.
All right there. Geez, man, this guy's turning into freaking the Joker over here. Brooks, what is your 60-second email tip, my friend?
It's very simple. I've been working, and this was, what are we doing down there? I'm bringing my whole big thing for me in 2024 is trying to connect my database, my past clients, even leads that I've had good conversations with via social, connect through social. So just a very simple email that goes out. Doesn't have any videos. It's very simple. It simply states, click here if you want to.
Somebody just was that a balloon? You just let a balloon go? Like, you suck the helium out with that? Did you just poop your pants? What was that?
Sorry about that.
Were you holding that in? Was that? All right.
Brooks, what's give us a 60-second email tip here.
It doesn't matter. Move on to Haley.
What you were saying was good. I was not laughing at what you were saying.
Yeah.
It was it is. Sometimes I just laugh, Brooks. Just
No,
trying to have a good time. Brooks,
get it.
what's a 60-second email tip?
My 60, I'm connecting my database past clients through social. Very simple email saying essentially, Haley, what's your 60-second tip?
I just can't stop laughing. Oh.
I've only got a little bit of time within these lungs until I go on this insane coughing spree. So
I could pick up here. I have some email tips. One thing that I'm doing right now with my team and I that is working, and this might be very rudimentary and very basic, we're just doing a weekly recap. So we are sending all of the content that we created from the week. We are sending out listings, solds, and kind of just a quick snippet of the week in review. So, hey, this past week we closed or helped 18 families. Here are the 18 links to Zillow. We listed something in Miami. We listed something in Costa Rica. Here's what we've been doing, all the above. And most people don't read it or answer it, which is totally fine. But that's what we're doing right now. And I'm going to stick with it because you can't just do something for 30 days. What else is working, and this might go over 60 seconds, but this is from Jimmy Mackin. Shout out to Jimmy again. That's two name drops on the episode. This is in his broadcast channel that is free for everyone to join. So what Jimmy is doing, and it is genius, back to lead gen and lead gen strategies, is he is sending these emails with a subject line, name your price. Hi, Eric. Can you finish this sentence for me? If I could sell my house for blank, I would list my home this fall. I can't wait to hear your answer. So he's now having people that are responding back and saying $5 million or these outrageous numbers, but it's opening the door for conversations. The second one he's sending is, if I could sell my house for blank, I would list my home this spring. Please text your number to blah, 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 blah. I can't wait to hear from you. Sincerely, Jimmy. The third one is, subject line, how much equity did you gain in 2023? I'm setting aside a few hours this week to put together home equity reports for my clients. These reports are more comprehensive and accurate than what you'd get from an online tool. Can I send one for your home? Let me know. Bam. Jimmy or Dan in this case. So all of these are working. And I love, he's also screenshotting Zillow's estimates and sending it to people and asking if they believe that that is right or not. So bam. Haley.
Beautiful.
That's a good one. Sorry, I can't stop laughing. It's just like,
were you crying? Were you wiping tears?
I literally started crying. So my email tip is about email newsletters. I love email newsletters, and what I find works is doing like a too long didn't read at the top. You give a sneak peek into what's going to be in the email newsletter, and just providing a ton of value on like a weekly or monthly basis. And everybody's about to start laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm just smiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like to recommend that agents share like local events that are coming up or local news and something that they are delivering on a weekly or monthly basis that people can look forward to, that they can sign up for.
Very, very good. Very good.
Eric is,
thank you, Haley.
Eric is on mute laughing.
Tony reality there.
All you can see is him going like this.
Really?
Wait, Brooks, can you do that again, Brooks? Brooks, do that
one more time.
Yeah, just cut that as the hook for the clip. That'll get people watching.
Listen, you know what? People know what they're getting themselves into when you come on, when you watch and listen to the Walkthrough podcast. It's the best for marketing. It's the best for advertising, for digital media, for content, for social, all the above. We like to have fun here. You want to be a stiff. You don't want to laugh. You can go watch the Knowledge Brokers. You'll probably learn a whole lot more, but you can go watch that show. I think it airs every Friday. Or you can watch the Hot Sheet.
If you want to sit there at attention like this, go watch the Knowledge Brokers podcast.
Watch that show. Yeah. If you want to have a couple laughs,
if you want to sit there in a 3-piece suit or a full military uniform, then go watch Tom Toole and Byron and Lisa on the Knowledge Brokers. If you want to, relax with the guys and Haley, then come on, and the gal, come on the Walkthrough podcast. By the way, if you want more brilliant information like this, you got to join BAMMAX. Use code Walkthrough, WALKTHRU, for 10% off. Get in there right now because we are about to raise the price. We're about to raise the price because we are adding in so much content. So there we go. Thank you guys so much. This is a fun episode. Look, I apologize to the guests and to the audience for hysterically laughing during all of their good points. That had nothing to do with the actual context of the situation. It was just, I got the giggles. I felt like I was back in business technology class in 2005 with Mr. Thompson. And, someone said something that kind of sounded like the word penis. And I started losing my mind. It happens.
Or us at the Cosmopolitan, But Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. Please comment below if you learned anything from the episode. If you want us to dive more into, or actually what topic you want us to cover next. We did email. We've done Facebook. We have done Instagram. Maybe next week we do, BlackBerry for Brooks there.
BlackBerry? Yeah, let's go over that.
Brooks, feel better, man. By the way, follow Haley Ingram or follow Coffee and Contracts for more marketing tips. Follow Brooks Landry. Brooks has some of the best content in real estate. Great content creator. Check out the content trip as well. I appreciate you guys. And of course, follow Danny Deals and follow his team page at the O'Neill Team.